Today we're going to do a Qigong sequence centered around clearing all the tension that we're building up in the nervous system. When we're building up a lot of tension like this, it's good to clear it and disperse it on a regular basis and to bring our Qi back into our center to stay centered, which will allow us to take more conscious, intentional, decisive action. When we're feeling overwhelmed, it's harder to act. We're going to become more reactive. We're going to make choices we're going to regret later. So we're going to work on really clearing out the nervous system, getting centered, and so we're also able to act in a way that could create positive change. All right, let's take a seat. We'll start with a little bit of meditation, a little centering. So let's go into a seated posture of your choice. Lengthen the spine, close the eyes. Start with a long exhale. And we're going to take a shorter sit today, because if you're feeling really tense, if your nervous system is quite activated for a variety of reasons right now, in this time that we're living in, it can be difficult to sit for a long time, so it's more effective to work directly with the body and work on releasing and dispersing tension from the body first before we sit. So we're going to just do a short sit to center. And just begin to notice your awareness here present. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Take a moment to check in with your own body. Just notice what's there. And so as you're sitting, if it helps, become aware of the room around you. If the body is feeling overwhelming to be with, allow the awareness to expand. If it feels good to be present with the body, then be there. Begin to notice the rising and falling of breath. Help the exhale out. Right? Keep breathing all the way out, rooting the exhale. On the inhale, without being forceful, gently see if you can draw the breath in a little deeper towards the navel. Nice, keep extending the exhale. Feel the ground beneath you, rest the body into the earth. Nice, and let's bring the palms together in front of the heart, lengthen the spine, take a couple breaths right to the midline of the body. Setting an intention for your practice today, for your day. Now let's do a little bow into our practice. Welcome. Alright, and let's rise up to a standing position. Alright, so as you come up to a standing position, let's bend the knees. We'll start with some shaking. Exhale through the mouth. And help your body disperse some of the held tension. Feel yourself sinking into the ground. So in any energetic subtle body tradition, the first thing we do is purify the channels. And this is, I'm talking about just in a session, but in a larger context, keep shaking, of subtle body practice, meaning your process of working with the subtle energy body. The preliminary steps have to do with purification or clearing of the channels, which means we're working on purifying the meridians or the inner channels, so the body and the channel, the subtle body system, becomes more open, more clear, less stagnant, right? Which can then lead to an accumulation of the sort of humors, right? What does that mean? Meaning, like, for example, if we go to yoga, pitta, kapha, vata, right? these, you could say, toxic substances that build up when the system doesn't have proper flow. Take a slow, deep breath in, long exhale, make a sound. So the beginning of this session today, we're going to be focusing on a bunch of just clearing and opening of the channel system in the body. This will also help you release accumulated stress. Now bring awareness to the feet, soften the feet into the ground. And then relax your ankles. And release your calves. And see if you can melt the knees, relax the knees more. Working up into your thighs. Unwind the thighs. Breathe in deep into the pelvis, hips. Take a deep breath into the hips. Long exhale. Breathing all the way up into the belly, the lower back. And as you inhale, see if you can draw the breath in deep towards the lower abdomen, right? You're inhaling down into the belly. And then exhale, relaxing the belly, lower back. Do that again. Inhale deep into the belly. And exhale. For some of you, you might not be able to breathe that deep, so don't worry. Just breathe as deep as you can. Now breathe into the upper belly, mid-spine. Open through the ribs. Exhale long. Nice. Again, inhale. Keep shaking. So as you're shaking here, can you let the spine also undulate and bounce? So you're letting go of the spine. You're not staying rigid in the neck and spine. Keeping it soft. Deep into the upper abdomen, mid-spine. Exhale long. Nice. Breathing into the chest, upper back, neck, shoulders. And exhale the tension down the arms. Imagine sending the energy down the arms, out the fingertips. Clearing the channels again here. Good, inhale. So we want to keep training the body on how to disperse accumulated tension. Super important. Good. See if you can let go of the neck and especially the base of the skull. Let the head move around. Keep shaking the whole body. Still bouncing up and down. Deep breath in. Good. And exhale, long exhale. Release through the fingertips. One more deep breath in. And exhale long. Good. Pause for a second. As you're standing, just pause, close your eyes, and I want you to just tune into the body and sense your system. Just notice what you're feeling. Bring the weight to the center of the feet. Ground yourself, right? Always come back to the feet, ground your energy. So in the preliminary stages of practice, we're just working on some really basic things, learning how to release tension from the system, centering the chi into the core, and grounding. Right? Just learning how to master the fundamentals here will bring so much more calm and stability into your life over time. All right, next we'll go to Trembling Horse, another dispersing clearing exercise. You start at the wrists. So you want to rotate the thumb in and out, lateral medial rotation really quickly, and kind of shake the wrist out. And you're going to work your way up into the forearm, elbows, and then into the shoulders. So you're going to kind of shimmy your shoulders. Good to exhale there. And then work your shimmying down into the ribs, if you can, and the hips. Right, trying to release the rigidity from the body. The thighs, so here you bend and straighten the knees and shake the thighs out. Like you're pounding the heels, running in place really quickly, and the calves. Good. Wrists. So often when we're under stress, we become immobilized, right? Stuck, tense. So we want to release that and start loosening up. Rib cage, hips, thighs, and calves. Work your way down. Trembling Horse. Starting from the hands, wrist, elbows, shoulders, rib cage, hips, thighs, and calves. Okay. And keep going. It's like you're sending all that tension down into the ground. Again. One more time. All right, last one. All right, Next, arms up. Open the ribs, fill up. Straighten the knees, exhale, bend the knees, drop. Shake the energy out from the arms, fingertips. Good. Keep inhaling. Look up, exhale, drop. Good. Again, inhale. Exhale, release. Keep repeating at your own pace, right? Inhaling as you bring your arms up, opening the ribs, filling up the lungs, and then exhaling. Really release to the ribs, diaphragm, make some sound. You want to let go of that tension, and you want to try to time it so when you drop the arms, you're bending the knees and dropping into the ground at the same time. Good. Keep going. Inhale. Release. Good. One more. Okay, next one. Pretty similar. The arms are different. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, you bend the knees, you drop again, but you twist. So if you're twisting to the left, the right arm comes in front. If you're twisting to the right, left arm comes in front. And drop. Try to let go of the neck, shoulders. Feel the downward release of tension. Once you get the movement down, close your eyes, tune into your body. All right, next. So we're going to lift the heels up off the ground and then just drop the heel to the ground like this, okay? So it's called striking the post. So you want to lift the heels up and then drop the heel. So when you do that, there should be this reverberation that moves up through the body. And what you want to do, a couple things. One, I like to tuck my chin just a little bit so I don't jam my neck, right? And you want to relax the body so the reverberation and the vibration moves all the way through the body. It's almost like as you strike the heel, there's like a pressure, right, that comes into the heel, and you want it to move all the way through the bone structure out the top of your head, okay? Now, if you notice, for some of you, lifting a little high and dropping might be too much of a shock for the body, so you just lift a little lower and just a light stomping, a light drop, okay? We'll do. So repeat, and exhale as you drop. Again, you might want to close your eyes, feel the body, tune into your body, relax the body, so when you reverberate, the vibration moves through your body. Good, one more. All right, then shake it out. Shake your legs out as well. Next, we're going to loosen up the spine a bit. So take your stance wider, bend the knees, turning from the hips, look over the shoulders. Try not to let the knees twist too much. Push the knees out to the sides as you rotate and twist. Let the arms swing. Relax the shoulders completely so the arms just swing like a pendulum, right? Passive swinging of the arms. Torso and spine are rotating. Stay really stable through the feet. Ground the legs. Ground the feet, melt the feet, soften feet, drop the tailbone. As your tailbone drops, reach the crown of the head up. Good, long exhale. Now once you get the movement down again, maybe close the eyes, tune into your body, stay connected to your base and your ground, stay rooted and grounded as you rotate and twist. Look over the shoulders gently. Gently massaging the spine as you twist. Massaging the internal organs, releasing some of the tension through the abdomen. The twisting action, any sort of twisting action, really helpful for your spine, but also for the internal organs and the digestive system. So be aware of those parts of the body as you're working. This also does target the neck, right? The hips. The whole body releases the shoulders. Really simple, traditional, wonderful exercise. Good, keep going. Now take your stance just even a little wider. Bend the knees, sink a little deeper into your hips so you stay even more grounded. And twist a bit deeper with the neck, upper spine, releasing the tension from the mid-spine all the way up into the neck now. And slow it down. Release. Okay. Just pause for a second after that one. Bend the knees slightly. Feel the feet on the ground, eyes closed. Put the weight in the center of your feet so you're not leaning forward or back. And bring the spine upright. And do a little check on the body. Notice the inner body. See how you're feeling. Tune into your body. Take a breath. All right, moving more into the joints, wrists. As you're doing this, see if you can stay rooted in the feet, bend the knees. Slight tilting of the spine as you move, so when you reach the hands back behind you, you're leaning forward slightly. And when the arms come forward, the spine tilts back upright. And slow the movement down just a bit if you can. Find the breath again. A long exhale. Keep those knees slightly bent. Right. Slow things down. Quality time here. Take time for your self-care. It's the very foundation of your whole existence is your body-mind. It's worth it. Okay, and then reverse it. Forward, turn the hands, open, chest, reach back, curl the fingers through, pull through. Again, bend the knees. Check on your feet occasionally as you're doing this, or as you're opening the shoulders, the chest, the neck. Stay grounded, right? Stay connected to your feet and your legs. All right, last one. And release. The arms out. Arms out to the sides, bend the elbows, wrist cocked, drop your chin. Okay. And then roll the neck and head side to side. Roll the wrists as you roll your neck. Check back in with your breath. All right, and then bring your fingertips together. Cock the wrists like this. All right, and then rotate the fingertips out to the sides. And then pull the wrists up, and then pull the wrists back and down away from the shoulders so the neck shoulder area lengthens. So we're going to stretch some of the meridians here around the neck in this position. And keep that position. Roll the neck side to side. Again, wrist cocked, pulling back and down, pushing up with the wrist. Breathe into your neck, shoulders. Good channel opening exercise. All right, and release. Shake it out. Bring the fingertips right to the head of the shoulders, and we're going to rotate. We're going to keep working the neck, shoulders here because we can accumulate, again, a lot of tension in the chest, upper back, neck, shoulders. So we're going to work on releasing a little extra, a little more here today. So you're doing this. Lean forward as your elbows come forward. Lean back with the spine, right? Extension of the spine, elbows go up and back. Find the breath, go slow, bend the knees, round the spine. straighten legs a bit. Chin up. Inhale. Exhale. Find a nice, relaxing, steady pace. Feel your body as you're doing this. Alright, and then reverse it, go in the opposite direction. So, if you're having a really stressful day or time period in your life, do your practice twice a day. You can even do this routine later on in the day as well, at the end of your day, to unwind so you can get better sleep. Maybe you can even add a little bit of a meditation at the end after you do the practice and sit for a while before you go to bed, so you get better rest. Because when we're stressed, often we're not sleeping as well in the evening, and that depletion of the chi and the energy really accumulates over time. Good. And forward. Let's go elbows out. Inhale, exhale, elbows in. So, as I've mentioned in some of my more recent videos, if you've been following, I've been talking a bunch about the idea of protecting or storing our essence, which is this idea that the body has this vital energy, this chi, this life force, and jing, and that the choices we make throughout the day, throughout the week, the foods we eat, the kind of stress we expose ourselves to, has an impact on our inner stores of vitality. And part of the idea behind Qigong yoga meditation is to be mindful of that vital energy inside and to sort of cherish it and protect it the best we can. Good, and release. Shake it out. Alright, let's work into the spine. Inhale, palms up, arc back, chin up. Pull the chin up so that opens the throat and chest. Bend the knees, and exhale, drop forward. Let go of the neck shoulders and pulse. Release the back body. Good, inhale. Arc back, chin up, and exhale, drop. Pulse. And inhale. And exhale, drop. Roll up, tuck the tailbone. Go slow. Inhale, breathe in, arch back, chin up. And exhale, drop. Breathe all the way out. And again. Inhaling and exhaling. Go lean to the side, lean to the right a bit. As you pulse, stay down. Pulsing, stay down in the forward bend position. Go to the left. And center. Tail tucked, roll up. Do a couple more of these, yeah. Inhale. And exhale, drop. To the right. And to your left. And center. Roll up. Inhale. And exhale, drop. Breathe all the way out. To the right. To the left. Center. Good. Just hang out here in the forward bend. Take your hands to the back of the legs. Stretch out and breathe here for a moment. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. You can also shift the weight from side to side. Take a deep breath, long exhale. Breathe all the way out. Remember this forward bend, if it's hard for you to forward bend, you can always put your hands on your shins or even on your thighs. Stay more upright. Bend the knees, roll the spine up. All right, and just take a moment, let the blood pressure settle. So in the meantime, I was reading this book yesterday, and there's this really cool quote from Bruce Lee that said something along the line, I'm just going to butcher it probably, but in times of duress, we often do not rise to our expectations, but rather we fall to our level of training. All right, pretty deep. So what that means is that when we're under stress, usually we're not going to be our best self. Not always, but most of the times. What actually gets exposed is where we have trained ourselves to. So for example, if we've repetitively trained ourselves to handle stress well, that'll show in those moments of duress. We might not be our best selves, but whatever we've thoroughly trained to the level of unconscious competence through repetition and grinding over and over, day in, day out, that's what's really going to show up, right? So just pointing to the importance of day-to-day training, whether you're a social activist or a healer, a teacher, a parent, right, a partner to someone, supporting them. We need to train more regularly, so when we're under moments of duress, we've trained ourselves well, so that's what shows up in those moments. I thought that was a great quote. Smart guy. Okay. Next, let's go to the hips. Bend the knees, rotate hips. Take a deep breath. Go slow. Okay, so you really want to start bringing awareness into the hips as you're doing this. Don't want to space out here at this moment. All right, come back. Train yourself. Throughout the whole practice of your Qigong meditation, we're constantly training the attention, right? And training is so important. Training is so important because human beings, we're creatures of habit. Keep rolling those hips, breathing, right? Maybe close the eyes, feel your hips. Because if we don't train ourselves, our past conditioning will simply take hold in moments of distress. And I'm personally very thankful that my teachers taught me to be disciplined and to practice, even though I'm not perfect by any stretch, because I do somewhat practice, and because I've been doing it for so long, there are moments where my training does come in handy, where I do notice that I have a capacity to choose my state more frequently under moments of duress. And that has just increased over time. The more I train, the longer I train. Good, reverse. So when you do Qigong or yoga meditation, don't think of it as something you're just doing for momentary relief, right? Just for that moment. Like, oh, you do Qigong. The cool thing about Qigong often is like you do it afterwards, you feel better. So you're like, oh, I did it for that, right? But think of it more of as a long-term investment. That as you're practicing day in, day out and regularly, you're really creating this foundation in your being where you're creating this level of training and the way you're trained so that it has this effect over the long term that changes your overall fundamental level or state. Remember, behavior comes from state, right? All right, feet together, big toes touching, cup the knees, rotate the knees. So, when we're underneath, when we're in a time like this that's very stressful and crazy, those of us who've trained over the years during the good times, we're more apt to be able to handle what's going on right now. If we have not trained, it's a lot more difficult, right? To then suddenly be able to have some control over our body, mind in time of stress. Okay, reverse. So it's I'm not sure if they have the same story in the West, but there's the legend of the myth or the story of the grasshoppers and the ants, where in that story, in that fable, the ants accumulate and collect things all throughout the year, right? They work hard, so when times are hard, they have the stores to survive those difficult moments, while the grasshoppers, they die off. Bend and strain the knees. So it's the same also with the idea of storing your essence, right? Conserving your energy, building that inner vital force so you have the inner strength to weather difficult moments. You have positive habits built up that help you move through times of stress. Okay, bending straight knees and then coming up. All right, shake the legs out. Now let's release the internal organs. old mentai pull. Inhale. Lung sounds. Tap the tailbone, roll up, inhale, chin up. Curl the fingers. Heart sound. Spleen sound. Around the spine. Repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, chin up. Make sure you make the sounds. That's what helps to release the organs. And the diaphragm here. Okay. So again, this exercise is for purifying the internal organs, because in the Qigong system, Chinese system of healing, the organs store emotional stress, right? Past emotional trauma gets stored in the internal organs. So what we're doing is using the movement combined with the sound to try to release some of that from the body. And it's a purification exercise that'll help you get more clear. Because once the body is more clear, when the energy is less stagnant, you'll be able to actually modulate your nervous system and your state a lot more fluidly than if the body's holding on to a lot of gunk, okay? So make sure you make the sounds, don't be shy. Fill up the lungs and tuck the tail, roll up, inhale, chin up. Curl the fingers. Again, inhale, chin up. Again, chin up. From the beginning, one more. Expand lungs. Lung sounds. Inhale, chin up. 2 more. Last one. Good. Let's take a break here. So with any energy clearing exercise like this, especially when you're working deeper with the organs, you might feel a little dizzy or winded after that, which I do today a little bit. Okay, so we'll do a couple pull down heavens just to calm and settle everything. We're guiding the energy down the center line, bend the knees, down into the earth. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now after this, you push down, go to Wuji, palms facing back, bend the elbows, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, tuck chin, lift crown. Place the weight into the center of the feet. Pause for a moment. Feel the body. Center yourself. Alright, and then relax. Shake the legs out. Okay, let's do a couple more to release the ribcage and diaphragm area. Okay, so this one's for the liver as well. Inhale. Open the ribs, puff the ribs open, press, sink. Tuck the pelvis, tuck the tailbone as you press. Okay, turn the palms facing up. Inhale. Draw back. You're going to come up, strain the knees a little bit. You're going to arc the spine, right? So you can push the ribs forward, fill up, and tuck, exhale, press. Breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Slow it down. Inhale if you can. Nice. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Slow inhale. Open. Exhale, soften and melt the ribs. Sink, bend the knees. Yeah, you want to sink the energy there as you press. Good, inhale. Taking the diaphragm out of that freeze. Good, inhale. And exhale. Good. And from here, just turn the palms facing down and root the chi down. Good. From here, inhale. Bring the arms forward and up. Pull the hands back towards the body. Bend the knees, sink and press the energy chi down into the earth. Reverse. Inhale. Again. Sorry, we're not reversing the movement. We're just continuing the same motion. Exhale. Sink. Right. So when the arms come forward, right, keep the joints, everything soft. You're going to inhale. You're going to lift up a bit. You're going to pull the hands back. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend those knees. And you're going to sink and settle back into the ground. Breathing out. And exhale, sink and melt. Root. Feel the earth beneath you. Right? Once you get the movement down, again here you can close your eyes and just settle into the flow of the energy and the flow of the movement. The more you're present with your body, the better. Right? The more the movement is somaticized, the more integration happens. Yeah, the more movement you'll get through the chi too. So we're training the energy to sink here, so we become more rooted, grounded, and stable in our nervous system and our body. So after we've cleared the channels, we're then now starting to influence our energy body, our subtle body, so that we're building that sense of calm and stability in the subtle body, in our nervous system. Good, one more, and root. Good, relax now. Just keep your hands to the sides like this with the palms facing the ground. Bend the elbows slightly and just root your feet into the ground and settle. Feel your feet. Bring awareness to the floor. Relax the shoulders. All right, and then relax. Shake it out. Whew. Okay. Now we're going to work our way back up for a moment and release the heart area a little more. So we're just going to circulate the chi around the heart and around the chest like this. So you go inhale up the sides to the center, exhale down the center. Bend the knees, sink. Good. And heart melts down. Breathing out. Go slow. Melting the heart. Exhale. Right. Rising up to the sides. Inhale. Elbows and shoulders rise, and then hands come to the center, and then everything melts to the center and then down. Inhale. And exhale. Sink. Remember, with any of these movements where I'm not really moving my feet, right? It's fairly static. You can always do this sitting down on a chair too if you're getting tired. Remember, Qigong exercises, they look so simple and easy and gentle, and when we start to move the Qi, it's really powerful. Okay, people always underestimate the powerfulness of Qigong, so there's a lot happening, there's a lot more moving. It's very deceptive, so if you feel kind of dizzy or tired or exhausted suddenly, just make accommodations for that. Okay, good, and then release. Now from here, inhale. We're going to raise the arms up, overlap the palms on the crown like this, one palm facing down, right? The other one on top without touching, and then guide the energy now from the head down through the heart, which we softened, right? All the way down into the lower belly beneath the navel. Then release to the root, and then repeat. Inhale. Go slow. Again, we're training the Qi energy, guiding the energy away from the head, neck, shoulders, which it tends to rise up to when we're stressed, and releasing all the tense energy and creating flow through the midline to the belly, pelvic floor. Release. So you want to bring the awareness, right? You want to guide the Qi through your awareness. So you got to go to the crown with your awareness. And then you're going to move your awareness down the forehead, nose. You're going to guide the awareness down to the heart. And you're going to fall all the way down to the lower belly and to the pelvic floor. And then repeat. Inhale. Rise. Connect to the crown. Guide it down. Heart. Melt to the upper belly, into the lower Dantian, down to pelvic floor. And repeat. If you want, you can do it with your eyes closed. See if you can guide the energy and feel it with your eyes closed. So you're melting the energy down the midline all the way into the Dantian. So this, if you do it right, and over time, as your control of the Qi, right, command of the Qi increases, what you'll feel is this deeply settling, calming quality and effect through movement like this. Okay? But you got to remember, we've been building up to this the whole session, and for those of you who've been practicing me for a while, right, over many sessions. Okay, so then when the Qi is guided down into the belly, the nervous system calms deeply. And in the state of calm and quiescence, there is a conservation of energy that happens, conservation of our Qi and our essence. And there's a building of vitality, right, that occurs over time. The more we can find calm and centeredness, the more we can sort of conserve our energy, and the more vitality this will have in the stores in our tank. If we're constantly in a state of stress, we will become depleted. Right? Our digestion is negatively impacted, our energy stores are taxed, right? Repetitively, our sleep becomes less restful, and the accumulation of all those things over time puts us in a state of energetic debt, right? We have a lack in the subtle body system. Good. Pause now. This time when you come down to the belly, I want you to pause and just put your hands right by the lower belly, bend the knees, and just hang out here. We're going to do a standing posture. Okay, now that we've kind of guided the Qi down to the lower belly over and over, I want you to meditate by placing the awareness in this area of the body and holding it there. You can do it with eyes open or closed. Right, we're trying to localize the consciousness in this area, placing the hands here, bending the knees, sinking into the floor. Drop the tailbone and root into the ground. Storing the Qi, conserving the energy, centering our Qi right in the Dantian, lower belly area, in our center. For some of you, if you're getting better at this and actually getting centered here, you can also move the awareness inward into the body and try to feel the pit of the abdomen, which is like the inside, like the midway point between the front and the back of the body. On the inside, you're placing your awareness below the navel, so right, the belly button right beneath it, in the pit of the abdomen, and holding it there in the center. Wherever the awareness goes, the Qi or the energy follows. Thus, the Qi will start to store itself in the lower Dantian. And as you get good at that, you'll start to experience the effect of it right when you're doing it, where a sense of calm and well-being, right, and a sense of fullness will begin to develop in that area of the body, which is a sign that your system is going into a restorative state and the chi is building up. Well, see if you can direct the breath into the belly too. So when you inhale, you're feeling the belly push out lightly. The core expands on the in-breath. On the exhale, there's a drawing in action to the core. Draw the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Okay, so you're training, you're also here, you're just training your chi to find this spot, to collect here, right? Making this a habit. So eventually over time, you want to get to a point where this just happens automatically, right? Called unconscious competence, without you thinking about it. You've made it so much of a habit in your subtle body that your chi naturally returns to your Dantian. This is what we're looking for here. This is why we train. Is to train new, healthier habits that lead to our optimum function so that we can serve better, so we can be our best selves. Alright, and then place your hands on the belly and rub the belly down. Take a deep breath in. See if you can breathe down into that belly. Now wrap around the waist. I want you to rub your lower back and your kidneys down. Take a deep breath into that lower back, into the kidneys. And rub down the hips, down to the knees, circle the knees. Alright. Let's take a seat. We'll end with some meditation work, sitting work. So you can sit on a cushion on the ground, you can sit in a chair, up to you. So as you find yourself back into a seated position one more time, take your arms out to the side. Inhale. Gather the chi down to the Dantian. Again, hold the hands there. Soften the posture so you're not too stiff, and then maybe close the eyes and bring awareness to the lower belly. See if you can breathe into your lower belly. So when the inhale comes, the belly, navel expands. On the exhale, the belly, navel pulls back gently to the spine. Right. So I want you to work with the belly here, okay, as you breathe. So the belly, navel pulls out on the inhale. And on the exhale, the belly, navel pulls back towards the spine. Okay, this will massage the organs. It'll open up the flow. This can be really helpful for digestion and elimination as well. Right? Getting the abdomen loosened up and the peristalsis, natural nerve flow and function of the contraction and release of the organs happening. You can inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly, navel pulls back. Naturally, when your belly is moving in and out, for some of you, actually moving the spine a little bit to accommodate the movement of the abdomen might be wise as well. If you're too stiff in the spine and torso, the abdomen, the belly might have a hard time moving. So for example, when the belly wants to expand, you might want to tilt the head back a little bit and take the spine into a slight back bend position, very slight. When you exhale, when your belly pulls back, you might want to let the ribs sink and the head come forward just ever so slightly so the spine rounds and the abdomen can draw back towards the spine. breath here in the belly. Stay concentrated on the lower belly. Good. And exhale, release. Hands on the thighs. You can go palms facing up or palm facing down, your choice. Just wiggle the body for a second. Make sure you're not stiff. Get relaxed. And gently place your awareness in the lower belly area, pelvic floor to the lower belly area, the pelvic area. Center your awareness there and rest there in your meditation. Just visualizing and imagining the in-breath still drawing down into the pit of the abdomen, the core. But using less effort and force, just let it be gentle and natural. Just go deep as you can. So maybe the physical breath might not sink lower all the way into the lower abdomen yet, but you can still keep your mind sort of there, right? The awareness, mind focus is in the lower belly, so that as the inhale comes in, it's starting to reach in that direction. And stay with it. If you drift away to something else, come back. Breathing in, down, deep into the lower belly. Slowing things down. Good. And then just let go of the meditation, let go of the focus, and just be, right? Nothing else to do. Just let go of the effort. Just sit. And notice the after effect. Notice how you feel right now. All you're doing here is just sitting, resting, just being aware. When distracting thoughts arise, notice it. And see if you can just rest in awareness, right? Be the awareness present. Rest and lean back into the observer. And when a thought arises, notice there's a thought and that which is aware of the thought. Turn your awareness back to that which is aware of thought. Ever-present, gentle presence of awareness. Already peaceful, already calm. Always there. Good, and then now soften the body. Just check the body again. Make sure you're not being stiff. Check the alignment of the posture so there's a sense of flow in the body. And allow your awareness to open up from there more into the environment. So there's an inclusiveness of the awareness of the world around you, the environment around you. And so the chi from the environment can move also into the core, into the Dantian. So you're aware of environment and also aware of Dantian. Together in front of the heart. Take a breath. Just notice how you feel again. And rest into the heart for a moment and extend your kindness and compassion to yourself and all beings. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May our thoughts and actions, our speech contribute to more liberation and happiness for all beings. May all beings be taken care of. And today, holding especially the Black lives, right? The African American descent people in our country who might be experiencing a lot of fear, terror, sadness, anger. May we hold them in our hearts. May we reach out to them and think of them and keep them in our thoughts. And be mindful in how we relate to them. Be kind to them.